Everyone in the collective right now is releasing fear as the unveiling of all of these secrets are occurring. The excessive use of anxiety, fear mongering, and paranoia is currently subsiding as we speak. The collective, we are as a whole coming into awareness of how we've been deceived, not only by those in power, our communities, our parental authority figures, but more importantly, how we have deceived ourselves in many ways. This entire shift is setting us free from some external force being the reason as to why we do something, the reason as to why we choose to wake up in the morning. So in this season, many of you have been chosen for the spotlight to be put on you, to show the rest of the world just how courageous, strong, and willpower that it has taken to be a rare flower. Both males and females in the garden both know that they're equal. It's only when they get up in the morning during their waking hours do they feel a sense of competition against that knowing. So in this present moment, the males that are currently feeling this ever rising sense of defeat all over the world, on all levels of consciousness, they don't know who to blame for making females consciously aware of their own worth. The physical status that they have worked extremely hard, blood, sweat, and tears to achieve these physical statuses and maintain some level of material wealth no longer determines whether females will stay with them or will not stay with them. It no longer is the validating force to be able to predict what the female will tolerate for themselves. So in this vulnerable space, the male's greatest fear is that they will be reduced to experiencing the female's role. With that being our state of reality, our state of consciousness, this forces all of us to ask a bigger question to ourselves. What does it truly say about a person that's greatest fear, their greatest fear is being reduced to a role that they've encouraged you to fulfill? So they've encouraged you to fulfill a role that even they gravely fear that they will one day have to fulfill. Let that sink in. If y'all are new, welcome to the channel. For all my Taurians that are returning, welcome back. I love each and every single one of you. It's no coincidence that you have been guided to this message. You are a part of that calling. You are a part of that 144. You have a unspeakable role to fulfill. And it's not the one that they gave you. It's not the one that you were raised to aspire to be as children. So we're going to see what channel messages Spirit has for my Taurus collective during this season, during this time. A lot of you will be returning back to your roots, your hometown, your families. You will be returning to familiar places and spaces with people. And this could be a difficult space to be in, because you have raised your vibration, your consciousness to such a high state of being here on earth that those that are on the first, second, third, fourth, and even fifth dimensions may not even resonate with you anymore. They may not know how to connect with you, how to communicate with you, what to say, what not to say. You have access your it's like not necessarily your past lives, but you remember now the consciousness that inhabits this body, the consciousness that has always resonated deep within your soul, long before they gave you your name, long before they drew up your birth certificate and printed out your social, long before any of those physical things transpired. You came here knowing exactly who you are and why you're here. And so many gifts that you possess are coming online right now as we speak. You are accessing this message because you have successfully shifted into the new paradigm. And now many of you are the water bearers of this new paradigm. And so the spotlight will continue to be on you. As the water bearers of this new paradigm, the source of consciousness and intelligence that flows through you will be pouring into other people. Some of them may refer to you as angels, and some of them may refer to you as demonic, and others may consider you to be God in the flesh. Each level of consciousness will interact with you differently, but your soul's purpose is to be the water bearer of this new paradigm. There is a season of mourning that is currently happening right now. Something to do with your sinuses, something to do with your presence is gonna like pull some type of plug. There's some type of plug or restriction that has kept so many, like in this dinosaur age, in these vibrations. And so whatever vibration that you're called to be the water bearer of, you're going to be extracting spiritual surgery. It's like cleaning out the pipes, but it's something to do with the sinuses and the pineal gland and the drainage. It's like clearing out the gutters, clearing out the drain. Like, so there's a lot of, when you come around certain people, they may start to experience I'm seeing them experience like sneezing, runny nose, like hard for them to sit by you. If it would feel as if they are reaching a certain altitude on a plane that they can't connect with or be around or stand. It's my window, I can't stand the rain. All right, but your presence and your interaction, your love, it begins. We have nagas, all right? Erotic sensuality, it begins. So this is all happening spiritually. Yeah, we have the oracle. This is all happening spiritual. And in this season, you won't be able to coach and teach and help anyone through this phase of spiritual evolution and spiritual development. As nice as you are, as kind as you are, as much as you empathize with family, friends, and other people that are activating this gift within themselves and going through the seasons of purging, and they're saying goodbyes to their old belief systems, and they're saying goodbye to aspects of themselves that they once knew. Your advice is not warranted. All right? Your knowledge is not warranted. Everything that I'm saying right now, for those that are spiritually in tune and aware, and you vibrate already on this frequency, you don't have to worry about it getting into the wrong hands. You don't have to worry about it causing some type of stir of commotions of people watching you, trying to take you down and things like that, because it would physically make those that are not ready to receive this message ill, and so they will turn away. So in this season of, oh wow, you're just batshit crazy, you're just batshit crazy, it's important that you allow those that are not deserving, ready, there yet, to fall away, to descend, because they will. Because it would feel as if they are getting high off some crazy supply, and they will be done with it, be done with you. So I see so many different fields, so many different industries, so many different avenues and lanes that you all are operating from. So your 3D position, right? Stereotypical position that you feel. Every role, I don't care if it's housemaker, mother, father, sister, brother, all your roles, you're the only person that's not stuck on stupid. The only person. And you already know this. I'm hearing something about when the trumpets blow, something will be ushered in. All right, so the memorial blowing of trumpets, something to do with the patriarchal system and the trumpets of blowing. It like severs the, so pretty much the scales are like going like this right now. Okay, they're teetering. And based off of some type of ballot decision that is made by the collective, the majority, a majority vote or something like that, this will determine the state of where humanity will go, where humanity will end up over the next 6 years, 2 to 6, 4 to 6, I don't know. I think in the, I don't know what year, this has happened before. This has happened before where people were like, became really hippie. Humanity became very hippie. And then certain series of events happened that shifted them into a more logical, survival, instinctual based reality, leaving less and less people able to connect with higher beings, higher levels of consciousness to continue evolving. So no one was able to get the signs, the messages, because it was a plug, it was a blockage preventing human beings to be more receptive to the unseen realm. The therapist. Ew. So objectively, we have plenty of, I think 15 is the devil in tarot, if I'm not mistaken. In preparation for this, there is like a new way that you show up, okay? And this new way that you show up is a masculine attempt, okay? So the new way that the masculine is about to appear is it's like I'm going to come willingly, right? I'm going to come willingly, see what it is you have to say, participate in the agenda, participate in the, this is like sign me up for that group, sign me up for that class, sign me up, tell me about your cause, tell me about what you're doing. So now we have pillow talk, and we have, I once thought you was crazy, but now I know that you're not crazy. But even though this person has changed form and reached some type of confirmation that you weren't just making some shit up, or you have a valid point in some area. There's still attachments. And the attachment here is, okay, so even if I choose you, right? I can bet. This is what the male energy is saying. I can bet to anyone I could bet on it that in the event that I give you what you think that you want, what the females think that they want, we still have the ability to make it play out in our favor at all times. As long as we remember, let me get it, because I got it. It's like, as long as we remember why we're going into the situation to begin with, why we're signing up for those class, why we're dating that person. There's an agenda. Why are you with that person? So there is some type of agenda to turn like spiritualists, oracle readers, tarot readers out, like to turn them from the inside out. But the only way to turn them from the inside out is to go incognito. Let them feel as if you're taking their advice. Let them feel as if they missed you and they lost you, and that they want to do right. But they've turned it into, it's because I feel bad for you, subscribing to some type of delusion. It's because I feel sorry for you. Not because they feel sorry for themselves or that they want to change the infrastructure or the system, but more or less to get closer enough to you where you will feel less and less inclined to spiritually connect with whatever messages that you're receiving, whatever communication that you're receiving. And so, like I said, there is it's almost like it's not a war, but it's not over, okay? With one victory doesn't mean that it's over. Even if this is a major a victory, like let's say, for example, a female wins and there's finally a female in presidency. In the event that there is a female in as a representative of the 3D reality, this will pretty much initiate some type of Armageddon, some type of, we're in a dire state of, and we're in a dire state of need, and we have to change our trajectory. We have to increase, as I'm saying, the trumpets will blow. We have to change up our approach. Ooh, the nomophobe. God damn. So this is like rescinding to the dark web, okay? And the dark web is going to be the people that are complacent, the people that are still very much connected to the 3D reality, and they are the forgotten. It's like turning your own kind against you. Woman against woman, mother against mother, daughter against daughter, like sister against sister, brother against brother. But it's going to be, forget the actual role is what Spirit is saying. because they're going to use those that are envy and jealous of you, that was always envious and jealous of you, as, you know, when that person that doesn't get the attention, that they aren't getting the spotlight, and they end up feeling like they were forgotten and tossed to the wayside and rejected. It's like, I'm going to go get those insecure people. I'm going to go find those people that are that once you give them a purpose, or you give them an agenda, they will rock with it. I want to rock with you. Music all night. Yeah. So they're going to connect through the technology, music, airwaves, internet, entertainment. And they're about to shift the narrative. It's like, I'm not going to go back and forth with you. I'm going to shift the narrative. I'm going to wield the power differently. And you work super hard to fill the role. It's like the masculine energy is saying, okay, you worked super hard to be acknowledged in the physical realm, so we'll give you that seat, we'll give you that position, and we still won't acknowledge you. We'll ascend to the spiritual realm, and we'll connect, not with whatever channels that you connect with, higher vibrations. We'll connect through the spiritual realm. We'll connect with the spiritual realm, and we'll turn addicts, attachments, the devil, and 3, we'll turn addicts that feel broken. We'll take the brokenhearted, clean them up, and treat them like they're special. Like they're the special ones. And when you see them getting special treatment, quality, whatever, you'll still see how they reign supreme. You'll see how they reign supreme. Not by being in a position where they are tending to the roles that the females once maintained, but rather getting someone else to do it that doesn't aspire to be successful, doesn't aspire to be anything more than to just have a male energy. Even if they don't have, this is the agenda, even if they don't really have the funds, this is what male energy are about to do. Even if they don't have the funds to actually back up what it is, even if they are not a true provider at this point, it's a phase of desperation. Even if they're not truly a provider, or they don't have the bank account to actually prove that they are a true provider, the King of Coins in reverse is saying, I'm gonna fake it until I make it. Somebody out there that's sitting behind the screen in the audience wishing that they had something close to me, I'll be their healer. I'll be their God. I'll be their savior. And they'll come willingly to my illusion. They'll fall willingly to my illusion, and I'll never have to be anything. So someone is pretty much saying, I'm about to dress the part, look the part, play the role, Bam. We have the witch in reverse. Yeah. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. The twin flames. Because they don't feel, the male energy does not feel as if you are connecting with anything else outside of your ego, outside of you competing with their role. Something special about you, or those messages that you get. You were once just like the broken person. You, at one point, you were, someone saying at one point you was on my dick. And then when I didn't want you, right? You had to go and make yourself important. This is someone like saying you don't belong here. You can try to change your stripes. You can try to seem smarter, seem brighter, have several glow ups, and you'll still be set down several times. So someone feels like they're ready for you this time. It's like, I'm ready for you this time. I've been waiting for this moment. It's like someone has become the villain in the story, willingly. It's like, at this point, if the world is going in this direction, I gotta become a villain, or I gotta become this, I gotta become that. I don't know if the objective is to get ahead of something. It's almost like the system protects itself. The program protects itself. There's always going to be a scared, insecure person that's always going to take this level of vibration. And that's what someone wants you to understand. They want you to get it through your thick skull. That it doesn't matter whether or not someone is a true provider, or they have the funds, or X, Y, and Z. They have the money or don't have the money. Because he's a male in a male dominated society. He'll always have the odds in his favor. And so this is an attempt to see, because pretty much the oracle and the therapist do the same shit. You get what I'm saying? It's like calling the pot calling the kettle black. You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all both boil shit. You know, this is what this is. The oracle and the therapist. One is spiritual, and one is in the 3D. One is attached to the physical reciprocity of their actions, and the other person is connected to the spiritual reciprocity for their actions. But both people are equal. And that's why in the channel message, Spirit specifically said, in the garden where all things matter, in the spiritual realm, not the spiritual realm, in the subconscious realm, both are equal. There's no strife. There's no masculine against feminine, agenda against that. Because someone is definitely saying, status quo in reverse. It's pretty much saying like what you do will never be accepted. Like what you do spiritually will never be accepted in the 3D matrix. And that's just on period. You could try to make it as mainstream as you want. You could try to pretty much someone says you could try to I want to say cast as many illusions, because that's what they're saying. Like you can cast as many illusions as you want. You can make it appear. You can get everybody so excited. And while everybody is celebrating on some type of victory that appears to be happening in the 3D, it will never really be accepted by the power that be. And the power that be is the devil energy, Capricorn energy. And so they're back to strategy. They never stop preparing, okay? Because the bottom of the deck is strategy, 21, 21, 21, 21 savage. They've always had a contingency plan. They're always going to protect their own. And this is what the female energy fails to realize. They become they get too caught up in the self-interest of themselves. And masculine energy, even though there are other males that may be not as financially set, not as successful in life. Male energy is the only energy that, even though those simps, or what they call them simps, or they call them unsuccessful males, those recessive female men, it's pretty much saying, even though they exist, the more masculine men will still protect the even more submissive men. You know what I'm saying? Because even they become a wieldable force. And so all players on the male team is always valuable. But masculine energy is saying the problem with female energy is that when they work against each other. When someone doesn't do what they want, or someone isn't accepting them or becomes jealous of them, females respond to that type of rejection by cutting themselves off. They lack diplomacy. And so they become more destructive even to themselves. Leaving a whole level of consciousness that are rejected by the more spiritually inclined, or those that feel like they are wiser, brighter. And then it's like you leave a whole level of your own female kind forgotten and receptive to being the rejected by their own. It's like women rejecting other women, and then those women that feel rejected, they sit there because they're still being chastised, or they're still on timeout because none of the females want to play with them. It's like the masculine energies are saying, you create the karmics, and then after you create the karmics, you don't protect your karmics. But the masculine energy is saying, we create the karmics, yes, but we leave y'all to raise those karmics. They create the karmics, their own sons. They turn their own sons into karmics by abandoning them and treating them as if they're not men enough. And then they leave the females to raise their karmics. They're already aware that they're creating karmics because it's like intentionally creating a level of consciousness that becomes the food source. Apex predator. They become the food source. Their own offspring becomes the food source. The problem with female energy is what the masculine energy is saying, is that females become too attached to their offspring. Masculine energies don't. Even their own offspring that they create in order to feed off their own children. If they see that one of their kids or their masculine energies are not as alpha as them, they already place them on a level of the bottom of the food chain. And that's their own kids. And that's because 12, 12, 12. It's the same shit but flipped. You see how it's the 1 before the 2? And then we have the 2 before the 1? Five of Cups, loss. We have a strategy here for the lost. The lost soul. These are how lost souls are created. They know how to make lost souls afraid of anyone suggesting something spiritual to them. So you're going to have to speak the language of whatever. You see how, like Spirit said, that the masculine energy is willing to disguise themselves as one of you, to be closer to you, to get in with you, because they're not changed at the core. See, this is saying, like, down low, they wear their stripes. Like, they're pretty much saying females wear their stripes on the outside. Masculine energy wear their stripes on the inside. So they can dress up in anything and blend in anywhere. It's harder for female energy to, they're at a disadvantage because they like to wear what they love on the outside. I don't know. Which shows your hand, which reveals your hand, that you're afraid of being seen as crazy, but you show you're crazy. What? Which makes you at a disadvantage. Nine of Swords in reverse. So this person is pretty, so there's a masculine energy that's pretty much saying that they're not going to try to change you, if that's what you're thinking. Nine of Wands. They're just building a stronger defense against you. So the more the male energy feels like you're trying to infiltrate their foundation, they're already ready to counter suit. They're already prepared. Okay? It's like repeating the same thing over and over and over again. So every time you participate in this with this person, it's like reenacting the same moment over and over again. Like someone keeps re-hitting every day. They keep resetting the same simulation the same day, because there's somebody that wants to kind of like relive the same day until they figure you out, until they figure out how to make sure that they win. They win the game, or they win something. There's that water bearer energy. So until they have mimicked or figured out how to do what it is you do, they won't need you at all. Then they'll discard you. Then they'll be done with you. Yeah, it's something about wanting you to buy into this idea that y'all could live happily ever after and have a perfect world. Get you all excited for that. This may be a bet as well. Make you a fool for them. Get you to change your spiritual relationship, convert to certain things, break certain spiritual ties, and they're doing this in disguise now, right? Because this is the illusion of the devil energy. The real devil energy plays like this. Queen of Pentacles. And then after they get you to do all those different things, it's like they'll never marry you, or they'll never settle down with you. But it was all just to break your spirit. Something is the breaking of the spirit. Three of Swords. And so spirit is putting you up on game. Putting you up on game about what the objective is. Yeah, so you can read the ingredients. All right? Because you're going to always spiritually be told, whether you listen to the advice or not, feminine energy is always going to be given the recipe, the ingredients. You already have the recipe. And so anyone playing the recipes that you created from, using the strategies that you designed, that was given to you, you're always at an advantage. Ten of Pentacles. Even with your hands tied behind your back and not even having the material to make it happen, it just continues to happen. You've already outwitted. So as you go into this season, and you come across more than one person, your eyes to your eyes, you've already been shown their hand. Yeah. The moon, that's the illusion. That's the real devil. Because you're in the sun. You coming as you are. And so it's always going to play in your advantage because you're not playing to manipulate. This is someone trying to play on your innocence. Here you are like, oh, another day in the neighborhood. All right, you guys, these are the messages that I have for you. Sending you lots of love, wisdom, and guidance on your journey. Until next time. Bye.